Welcome back to another episode of CC101, Content Creation 101 for ILCs. This is part 3, and we are going to talk about hardware. There are 4 main areas in hardware for streaming and producing a video. I'll break it down into 4 areas, 1 being video, 2 being audio, 3 computer related, and 4 lighting. For starters, to keep costs at a minimum, we're looking at a 1 camera, 1 microphone, and a 2 light setup. So this will keep costs lowest to start off with. For camera, selection is very, very important. We're looking at a camera that can capture film in 1080p and at 60 frames per second. The price range of this is somewhere between $500 to $1,000. It depends on the quality of the camera as well as the lens. Most digital cameras from Canon, Nikon, Panasonic, and Sony will allow you to connect your camera to a PC without any additional peripherals. And also, having a digital camera will allow you to shoot off-site with a memory card. So you have the flexibility of recording directly to your PC in your studio or taking it outside for an off-site shoot. A tripod is also needed for streaming and some filming. Please note that some cameras may require an adapter for computer connection, and this will be an additional cost to your setup. When purchasing a camera, make sure your camera can be used as a webcam. At RCD, we use a Canon Rebel SL3 and a Panasonic V770 with an Elgato cam link. A high-quality microphone is recommended for your production. I believe audio is actually the most important aspect in producing a video. Now, there are microphones that can be connected directly to your computer through a USB connection, but there are also ones that will require an audio interface. If you plan to have 2 mics or more, do consider using an audio interface because that will allow for more connection, and that connection type is called an XLR connection. A high quality microphone is usually about $300 to $400, and also you will need a mic stand for that. Shure and Rode microphones are good examples of high quality microphones. Their condenser microphones are examples of very, very good connection with very, very good audio. And they both come in USB and XLR connections. At RCD, we use a Rode NT1 and a Rode NT1A with a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 as our audio interface. Now that you have the video and audio as hardware, it is time to look at the device that binds them all. And this is the PC that you'll be using. A laptop PC is recommended for streaming and recording as well, just because there's a flexibility of being mobile. I will have the specs on the screen, and this is what I consider as minimum requirement for streaming and editing videos. And remember, there's no maximum capacity. The general rule is the faster the computer, the more the RAM, the easier it is for you to edit and stream your content online. At the center, at RCD, we use a Ryzen 7 4800H with a 1660 Ti as our GPU. RAM is at 16 GB, and we have 512 SSD for our hard drive. At this point, I'd also like to mention internet connection speed is very, very important in streaming. If you plan to have a long session of streaming, maybe 1 to 2 hours in length, and that you have many photos or videos to share during your stream, do consider an upload speed of about 50 megabit per second or more. Next, we'll talk about lighting. Lighting is also very important in content creation. For our purpose, we want to have a main light and a side light. So as you can see, I have a side light and a main light. So these two lights are the main source of lights for my setup right now. But you are welcome to have a backlight just to add extra highlight to the outline of the person speaking. So the main light can be any ring light, and the side light can be any softbox. And main lights are usually placed behind the camera, and the softbox or the side lights are usually put slightly to the side. Now, there are many online resources of highlighting the importance of how to place the lights. Ideal scenario is that you have 3 lights. So you have a main light, a side light, and a hair light. There are online resources, so I will not go into detail of the placement of the lights. But just note that a 3-light setup is preferred over a 2-light setup. At the center, we have several lights. We have a Godox SL150. It's a huge umbrella light. And we also have a newer 18-inch ring light. We also have a couple of soft boxes on the side just to keep the lighting natural. At this point, I would like to talk about spacing of how to house all this equipment. Obviously, with all the lights and all the cameras on the mounts and the microphones on their stands, you're looking at quite a bit of area that you have to house them. You don't want to move these equipment too much because some of them are quite fragile, especially the microphones. So you will want to have a room dedicated to place all these equipment, and perhaps a studio of the sort is needed. A common strategy for us is to have the camera and the lighting equipment pointing towards the corner of a room. And this corner will serve as a backdrop, and the presenter will be in front of that. And you would use maybe a quarter of the room, and the rest of the room will still be accessible. So there are many aspects of making a video high quality. There are many more resources available online, and especially on the YouTube. And at this point, we'll just cover the basics of the basic hardware needed for you to get it up and running. In the next part, we'll talk about software, where we will talk about the necessary software or tools that you can use to make your video look even better. And in particular, we'll also talk about how to stream your content online onto a video hosting platform such as YouTube. Thank you for watching today. Do remember to like and subscribe to us. I'll see you next time. Thank you.